It is a battle of youth and experience in the second game of our Tuesday doubleheader live from the PCV Social, Civic and Cultural Center in Bacara, Ilocos Norte. This is One Sports exclusive coverage of the country's first and only pro volleyball league in the country, the Premier Volleyball League. And this is the Open Conference, live and exclusive on One Sports and One Sports Plus. Our games today, the Black Mamba Army Lady Troopers versus the Balipure Water Defenders. Good evening, everybody, and thank you for watching us. My name is Eric Tipan alongside Mosh Cruz, who's making her PVL debut today. Welcome to the PVL family, Mosh, and excited to be working with you today.
Thank you, Eric. Well, I am very excited to be here. You know, after over a year of no volleyball at all, we are just so happy that we are finally back. Thanks to the people behind this league, you know, the teams and other people who sacrificed a lot. And you know what's better? This is now a professional volleyball league.
That's right. So you see the players getting warmed up for today's game. Let's take a look at the first game of the Black Mamba Army Lady Troopers, a 4-set loss against the Petrogas Angels.
You know, Petrogas defeated Army in 4 sets, getting the first, third, and fourth. Now, Army, they looked very strong in that game despite the 3-hour delay between the first and second set. But they even took the second set after that delay. But, you know, Petrogas, they just stepped on their gas on the third and fourth set. And we all know how hard it was for both Petrogas and Army to continue playing. But they gave us a good game, Eric, until the end. And the waiting game was worth it.
High-octane offense from Petrogas. But as you can see, like what you said, Mosh, Black Mamba Army gave it their best, stretched the game out. But it just was not enough as they fell short 3-1 in their debut this season. Coach Kung Fu Reyes obviously wants a different result in their second game of the season. As we take a look at Army's finest, the leading scorer for the Black Mamba Army, Jobs Gonzaga.
You know, definitely Gonzaga was the player on the court against Petrogas with her all-around numbers. She had 15 attacks, 2 blocks, total of 17 points for the Bionic Ilongga. And let us not forget the non-scoring contributions of Jovelyn. High numbers as well. She got 16 digs, 14 receptions. You know, a usual situation for Jovelyn Gonzaga. She was brilliant in all departments and she actually looks very healthy, Eric. Who would even say that she suffered an ACL injury a few years ago?
So, I mean, her fans must really be happy to see her back in action and back in full form today. And they hope for a better outcome in their second outing in the Open Conference.
Actually, you know, Army's problem against Petrogas, they were finding their strong offense because aside from Gonzaga, you know, Jobuna, Grois Tubino, no other Lady Trooper was in double digits. In that game, Army doesn't have the high volume scorers that others have. So, you know, everyone needs to contribute at this point. We are actually looking for Tubino to step it up in today's game.
And speaking of Tubino, Royce Tubino right now is with our Ayi Tinsay. Tell us her plans coming into this game.
Good day, PVL fans. My name is Ayi Tinsay, coming to you live from Ilocos Norte. Here with me today is outside hitter of the Black Mamba Army Lady Troopers, Royce Tubino. How are you, Royce?
I'm good. Okay naman yung ano namin, yung pakiramdam namin na yun. Yeah.
Yes, you've been with the Army for a few years now. How much have you grown as a player and person being an Army personnel?
Siguro yung ano, as a personnel ko, as Army, yung pagiging sundalo ko kasi syempre year by year syempre nag-improve ka yung sarili mo, syempre nagiging senior ka na din. So parang nagma-matured na. Yun. As a player naman, like siguro kasi may mga bata kaming kasama na yun eh. So kami siguro tumutulong ako sa mga senior na nag-guide din sa kanila. So hindi naman nag-uusap na kami lagi. Ayun.
Kumbaga nagiging mentor ka na sa mga younger.
Yes. Papunta na doon.
And another question I have for you, the Army relies to you a lot on the score. Kita naman natin sa previous match, the first game of the season. How do you handle the responsibility of being one of the main attacking points of the team?
Siguro for me, ang ginagawa ko lang yung part ko as a player, syempre as a teammate din sa kanila. So tulong-tulong lang talaga kami para manalo yung team namin. Kaya yun.
Ay, doon naman yung tanong ko. Maraming salamat. There you have it. Honey Royce Tubino of the Black Mamba Army Lady Troopers.
Well, Tubino along with Nuna Gonzaga, they're going to have to step up big today if they want to really turn around the fate of the Black Mamba Army Troopers. In the meantime, we take a look at a team that's making their debut in the Open Conference after their first game, their first scheduled game was postponed over the weekend, and I'm talking about the Balipure Water Defenders, Marsh.
Yes, Eric, this Balipure team has a new look. They actually have a lot of new players who are looking for new opportunities after their stints with their other club teams. Of course, they still have their key players like Sati Espiritu is there, Shirley Salamagos, Grace Bombita. But let us talk about Grace first. You know, Bombita, she has always been Balipure's best player since she joined the club in 2019. She was their leading scorer throughout the season, and just a little background, Eric, she was actually discovered in PBL after the stint with the Iriga City Organs in 2016.
A Bicolana by heart. She is from the University of Nueva Cáceres in Naga City. She will lead this very young and new team, like what you mentioned, a lot of newcomers in this lineup, along with 23-year-old Arina Bicar. On her shoulders will be the the load of carrying the offense of this young team.
Yes, talking about Bicar, you know, she is coming off a stint with the Army Lady Troopers where she played with a lot of veterans. Now, the young setter out of UST is taking more responsibility because now she's Balipure's team captain. So, a young setter, and then she's going against her former team. I wonder what Bicar is, thinking right now.
That's right. Must be a lot on her mind. Let's find out what's going on there. She spoke earlier with Ayi Tinsay.
Good day, PBL fans, coming to you live from Ilocos Norte. My name is Ayi Tinsay, and here with me today is setter and team captain of the Balipure Water Defenders, Alina Bicar. How are you, Alina?
Hello po. Okay lang po.
You're facing your old team this match, Alina. What is it like now as a professional having to go up against the Army Lady Troopers coached by your college mentor, Coach Kung Fu Reyes?
Yun po, nakakapanibago din kasi first time ko sila magiging kalaro. Lalo na dito sa PBL, usually sumasali din naman po sila sa PBL. So ayun, laro lang din. Same pa din yung kung paano ako maglaro, ganun pa din yung yan.
Okay, another question I have for you is what is it like being captain for this relatively young team? Does being a setter help with the adjustment to becoming a captain?
Ano po, nagtutulungan din naman po kami lahat. I mean, may mga ates din naman po ako parang mapagsasabihan na ate, tulong-tulong tayo, gano'n. And tinutulungan din naman ako nila, yun, sila Ate Jen, mga seniors namin, sila Ate Jen, sila Ate Grace, yan, sila Ate Shirley. Yun po.
Kumbaga talagang malakas yung team communication na nyo at saka yung gelling nyo as a team na yun.
Apo, yun nga po, maganda din yung sa bubble training, doon din po yung parang naging mas isa po kami lahat. I mean, nagka-gel po kami lahat.
Nagkaroon ng community dahil sa bubble training. Maraming salamat. There you have it, Alina Bicar of the Balipure Water Defenders.
And now let's meet the starting setter from the University of Santa Tomas, number 11, team captain, Balipure. Middle blocker from Mariana University, number 13, Shirley Sagamangos. And outside striker from the University of Nueva Cáceres, number 23, Mamba.
Take a look at the starting lineup of the Black Mamba Army Lady Troopers. Jobs Gonzaga is going to have to lead this veteran squad if they want to get their first win in the Open Conference. In the meantime, you take a look at Balipure Water Defenders and this very young squad. Bosch, team captain Alina Bigar going up against her former coach from USD, Kung Fu Reyes. Romel Abella, or John Abella, will be calling the shots from the sidelines for the ladies in blue.
Yes, this is going to be exciting for Balipure. You know, they were supposed to have a game last Sunday, but it was postponed. And now they're going to play their first game ever because they have been training in this court for quite some time. But, you know, a game per se is really different.
And obviously, only now will the nerves, the jitters, the butterflies in the stomach really kick in for the Balipure Water Defenders who are going up against the Army. Army already played a game. They lost to Petrogas, like what we mentioned in the pregame. So these guys, these ladies in black, they're already accustomed to the ambiance, the competition, and the coverage as well. They're live on TV, live on One Sports and One Sports Plus. So obviously, they're not on the same playing field just yet. Let's see how Balipure can warm up and how fast can they warm up in order to get themselves ready and match up with this team.
As you mentioned, this is a new team, Balipure, versus, you know, the veterans here in PVL. So it's a matter of experience and now the first game jitters for Balipure.
Unforced error to start the set for the Water Defenders. Coach Abella immediately removing his face mask to try and communicate better with his players. Good cross from Balipure.
Good big right there.
Oh, that's way too wide for Bombita.
Just too wide. You know, maybe she's a bit excited. She went over the blockers that time, but unfortunate error for her.
There's that pent-up energy. And the excitement. Over received from Flora. Black Mamba Army Lady Troopers looking to take advantage. Gonzaga unable to get a kill. Bombita yet again, and Bombita knocks it in.
This time making sure to get that point for Balipure.
Immediately, early in this first set, Marsh, you see Balipure really going straight to their main weapon in Bombita.
Yes, definitely. Bombita is their priority in terms of offense. But, you know, a lot of players, they need to step up in today's game because, Eric, this is just a one-round thing for PVL. So every set, every point, and every game is really important.
That's right. And speaking of every point, Jen Kasugod with a solid block in the middle. And take a look here. Terrific play by Kasugod.
Kasugod just knowing where Jovelin is going to hit that ball.
We're tied at 2. Set number 1. The back set.
Just softly putting that ball over. Because sometimes it's not just about power. It's about, you know, outsmarting your opponents. At this early stage, they would want to be creative.
And we talked about Tubino stepping up along with Nunag. Gonzaga, obviously, you will get the usual numbers from her. Kasugod with the attack. And speaking of Gonzaga,
Jovelin just breaking the blockers of Balipure. She got 2 blockers right there, but forcing that wall to go over. Look at that one. Just through the hands of the blockers.
and this is going to be the dilemma for the Kasugod and the front line of Balipure. How to, you know, spread out the defense in order to cover Tubino, cover Nunag, cover Gonzaga, and the other offensive players of the Army.
That's right. That's what they really need to do right now because of the powerful hitters from the Army. They need to activate their net defense so that their floor defense won't be you know, it won't be so hard for them.
That's right. Violation against Balipure as Burton Flora could not get that across the net.
Oh, there. Yeah, she crossed that one.
Team Francisco, former Tigress from UST. Good receive by Bombita. That results in a kill from Kasugod.
Kasugod's attack. It was not that powerful, but the timing was perfect and the position as well.
Coach Abella must be happy to see when they get a good receive, they can get their middles going and they can get a good easy point.
That's right. You really need to convert, especially now that, as we mentioned earlier, you have powerful attackers from the Army. So once you get the first ball right, you really need to convert.
Fortunately, I think long. That was long. That's right.
That was outside.
From Balipure. So an unforced error for the Water defenders as Gonzaga getting ready to serve. Beautiful attack. Luna, we talked about her being one of the big three for Black Mamba.
Jo Bunag. Perfect angle for her. No one was there for Balipure.
6 serving 3, set number 1. Back row attack for Tubino. What a dig. Here comes Flores. Free ball for the Water defenders.
Oh, the ball is still alive.
Great effort on the floor defense for the Lady Troopers. Flora. Yes.
Oh, but no coverage on that one. Flora just getting that point for Balipure. Let us see that one again. It is nice to see Balipure having combination plays at this early. No one was there for Army.
And despite not having that kind of ceiling compared to teams like Cherry and even the Lady Troopers, you see the heart of the Water defenders. Unfortunately, another great attack from Bunag right there. Takes us to our first technical timeout. 8-5 Lady Troopers over the Water defenders, set number 1.
Serving for the Lady Troopers,
Back here at the PCV Social, Civic, and Cultural Center in the Baccarat bubble. Nunag serving. Almost got an ace too off a poor reception from the Water defenders. And immediately, Tubino takes advantage of that confusion on the other side.
Great attack by Tubino. Just cross-court attack. And she was like that, Eric, on the first game. You know, she was very hot in first and second set. But on the third and fourth, she kind of slowed down. And maybe it's because of the delay of the game. We're not sure, but let us see how Tubino will perform today.
You played before, Mosh. I mean, how does that affect players with a tiny bit of a lull, a gap in the game because of some technical issues? How does that affect players who whether you're playing good or you're just warming up, how does it affect you?
You know, you tend to relax because you wouldn't know when are you coming back, when are you playing again. But with that kind of situation, you just have to move and move so that your body won't relax. And whenever you get back in the game, you are always ready. Even if you're not playing on the court, when the game stops, you must be ready mentally and physically.
That's right. That's right. Stay loose, stay sharp. Meantime, a timeout here by Coach Abella as his team is down by 5. This is the biggest deficit against the Water defenders, and obviously he doesn't want to make it any worse. Talking to Bikar and the rest of the team to shape up and, you know, correct the course before it's too late.
And Bikar earlier in her interview, she was very shy. You know, she's really shy calling her teammates ates, but now they really need her leadership.
As the team captain for this young team, 1-2 play for Bikar. Good anticipation at the net.
Miscommunication right there from Bunag.
Wait, they did not expect
and Nunag
that ball to come back immediately.
right there. No one said mine, Eric, because that's the magic word of volleyball.
Communication is key. 6 serving 10. Poor first ball. And that hits the antenna from the hands of Tubino. 2 straight points for the Water defenders.
It's really a domino effect. Look at that. First ball. And Tubino is she just wants to get that ball over.
Tubino looking for a check ball. Bikar sets it up. And that's through 2 defenders. Bombita scores for the Water defenders.
Bombita with that attack. She got 2 blockers right there in front of her, but there was a gap between the net and the blockers. So the point will go to Balipure.
Served by Flora. Oh, what a quick move in the middle for the Lady Troopers.
That was a nice attack. Balipure did not anticipate that one. Look at that. The blockers were late, and Esguerra just took advantage of that.
Good receive. Oh, Bombita rocked that one, but good receive on the other side. And then a big donut in the middle as Torino scores for the Lady Troopers.
That is the thing, Eric. You got the first ball right. You set up great, and the attack is perfect.
Beautiful setup. And the blockers were late as well for Balipure. Bikar back to Bombita. Gonzalez sets it up. Tubino. Great coverage for the down the line attack for the Water defenders. There's a net violation, it seems, against Balipure.
A very obvious violation in that one.
And I was about to commend the rally. It was one of the longer rallies so far in set number 1.
They were too eager to block Tubino in there.
It's usually the athletic and the tall girls who usually get caught with their hands at the net, right? Bombita above the blockers. Excellent play for Bombita. Great adjustment in midair.
Just off-speed attack from Bombita, because the Army's defense, they were getting all the powerful attacks from Bombita, and now she's doing it differently, and look at Bunag, not really expecting that.
And Bombita has really improved from a couple of years ago. I mean, she was already a great player 2 years ago, but during that long off season, as you see that attack from Francisco go off the block, I mean, Bombita has really improved vastly. I mean, she's matured into an intelligent player, using all the skills and assets that she has.
And look at that attack from Francisco, a running attack.
Bombita once again, and she will not be denied.
Bombita heard us earlier, Eric. Yeah, now she's showing up.
She looks lean, she looks athletic. I mean, she's probably jumping 5 to 10 inches higher than before. An excellent serve from Alina Bikar, as that lead of the Lady Troopers now just down to 3.
Let us see if they will get this momentum from the Army. Couple of errors from the Army.
Great set. Beautiful set to Francisco from Gonzalez. That USD connection right there.
It's nice that Francisco is attacking really well. Look at that connection from Bunag and Francisco.
And that stops that run by the water defenders. 15 serving 11. Kasugod is denied in the middle. Another rejection. But that goes off the block and Baroga scores for the water defenders.
Baroga just putting that angle because she saw the blockers of Army. Now, if you can't get through the blockers, better yet just get the point off the block.
Bombita is in the back row.
Oh.
She serves into the net, though, unfortunately, and that takes us to our second technical timeout. But it's a manageable deficit if you're Balipure, just down by 4 against the Lady Troopers in set number 1. Commissioner Tony Liao of the Premier Volleyball League, and again, one of the people we have to commend and applaud for excellent work in putting together this Baccarat bubble for the very first conference of the Premier Volleyball League. It was not easy by any measure because of the 10 teams, I mean the TV coverage, the officials, the committees, technical committee and the referees as well, but they pulled it off, Wash.
A lot of sacrifices, not only from the people behind the cameras and, you know, behind the leads, the players as well. They are away from their families.
Right.
You know, if you want comfort from your family, you just have to call them right now.
Kasugod serving. 3-point game. And Saga knocks it in.
Jovidin saying, I'm still here.
Such a lethal weapon, especially from that position. I mean, with the left hand, the angles that she can create.
It's really hard to defend Gonzaga's attack.
Back set from Bicar. And Baroga once again.
Baroga with a cross-court attack, and no one was home for the Army.
Balipure seems to have an answer as Babayo will check in for the first time. Former Tigress, and one of the greats from UST. Fen Emnas checking in as well for the first time, former Lady Falcon.
A little shuffle here for the Black Mamba Army.
Lai Bendong also checking in. Close game.
Balipure, they just really need one stop to get that momentum from the Army.
And they're capable, they've shown us, they're capable of stringing up 3 or 4 points, so they have an opportunity to tie or even take the lead here in set number 1. But a free ball here, let's see how the Lady Troopers can take advantage. Back row attack, Tubino is blocked. Flora.
Good dig.
Excellent defense by both teams. Bunag. Flora once again.
Oh,
There is a net touch.
a net violation. That was already a good rally, Eric.
Oh,
There,
on
the
the way
elbow.
down, the elbow of Esguerra. So a lucky break here for the Water Defenders as Coach Kung Fu Reyes calls the timeout, wants to talk things over. They're only up by 2 now.
They need to move forward, attack better. And their floor defense, actually, we need to commend that one. They are getting the attacks of Balipure, but they really need to convert those attacks.
Seems like a very close set so far. Biggest lead of the Lady Troopers was 5 points, Mosh. But who needs to do what at this point in order to take control of the first set?
The Balipure, they just need that communication because as we can see, they are very quiet. They don't really talk a lot. And for the Army, it's there. They communicate, the energy is there. But right now, they're not attacking that much with that much power. And that's what you want to bring to Balipure.
2 points down, Balipure. That serve is out, unfortunately. Lai Bendong, costly mistake. They had the opportunity to make it a 1-point game, but now it's a 3-point lead for Jo Bunag and the rest of the Lady Troopers.
Let us see if the Army can pull away.
Bendong, that's a setting error. Double contact. And it was clear too. I mean, you see the ball move unnaturally off the tips of her fingers.
Yes, that was a double touch.
So 2 costly errors from Bendong, and now the Water Defenders are down by 4. Oh, free ball. Pabayo will knock it in and score, making it a 5-point lead. Back to the biggest advantage for the Lady Troopers, and Coach Avelia will talk things over now.
And you don't want to give a free ball to the Army, especially if you have that strong frontliners, because that's what will happen.
Especially with a team of veterans like the Lady Troopers, they know how to take advantage of an easy over, of a free ball. But we've seen turnarounds from the Water Defenders. They were down by 5 earlier. Coach Avelia called the timeout. They bounced back. Can they do it again? Do they have it in them?
Really, this timeout is just to stop the momentum of the Army because, as I mentioned earlier, we started in 15. The score of Balipure is 15, and now the Army is at 20 points. It is now a 20-point mark, and if they want to pull away, they will pull away.
Jo Bunag serving 20-15 in set number 1. Lady Troopers poised to take this one. Another poor receive. And this will be another easy over. Canemnas, Pabayo. There is another net violation against Balipure as they're struggling right now, especially with these unforced errors, Marsh.
They really need to avoid these errors because, skills-wise, it's there. They can really fight against the Army, but they have this net violation, service error and such. But at this point, they really need to focus and avoid unforced errors.
And their reception, it's practically gone, at least in the last 3 serves of Bunag, which has really put them in this position. Another over-receive and an easy kill for Tubino as the Lady Troopers are now 3 points away from closing this set.
That's automatic. You over-receive, Tubino is there, that will happen. No one was there for Balipure.
That's how you put a ball away. Tubino with a great example for volleyball fans watching us live on One Sports and One Sports Plus. Esquera, as now the points are coming in easily for the Lady Troopers.
We love how everyone's contributing here for the Army. And for Balipure, they just really need just one stop. Because Eric, they're really having a hard time to get the service from the Army.
Pabayo coming in off the bench, contributing with 2 points, my unofficial count. Flora through the double block.
You see
Great
that
save.
effort.
Yep. That is just outside. So that run finally comes to a halt.
Tubino saying sayang.
Because it was pretty close.
Yes. I think that was just on the line or a few inches
That's right.
from the line.
16 serving 23. This is 7-point deficit against the water defenders. Esguerra, another net violation, and these unforced errors are coming in hard for the water defenders.
It's really affecting them.
Is this a concentration sort of a thing, Mosh, especially down the stretch in this what was a very tight first set?
It may be, but it may be because of the eagerness, you know, to get back the points and try not the Army to pull away.
Better received now, but let's just hope it's not a case of too little too late for Balipure. Good save. Flora from the back row. And Emnas getting a little athletic there, and it pays off for the Lady Troopers as they score again and close out set number 1. All smiles on the side of the Black Mamba Army Lady Troopers as they put away in rather easy fashion down the stretch Balipure Water Defenders 25-16 in set number 1. Highlights of set number 1 in what was close until late in the set when unforced errors crept into the game of the water defenders, and being a veteran team, the Lady Troopers really took advantage and ran away with it.
It was actually a good start for the Army and Balipure, Eric. But towards the end, as you mentioned, Balipure, bumitaw na lang sila. You know, they were not moving at all. The reception was not there. The net defense, it feels like they're not trying anymore. Now for the Army, what we love is everyone's contributing at this point. You know, we can see the effort from the floor defense, the net defense, especially on their offense.
Is it that youth that prevents them from having consistency, talking about Balipure, and then is it the veteran smarts of the Lady Troopers that gave them that huge advantage as we take a look at our statistics from set number 1?
Look at that. Very obvious, Eric. 18 attacks from the Army and just 10 from Balipure. The blocks, it's okay. It's, you know, it's equal. But, you know, the unforced errors, this is what Balipure killed. You know, they have been committing net violations. They have been committing crossing, you know, ball handling violations. But really now in the second set, they need to focus because, as you mentioned, they are going up against a veteran team who's really focused. And now as a young team, they need to prove themselves why they are here in PVL.
Set number 2 just about to get underway. Martin Francisco, you saw her with all smiles from the Lady Troopers. Kasugod with a push. Gonzalez with a chase down, and that goes outside. The first point of set number 2 going the other way as the water defenders are on the board first. Now that set number 1 is in the books, what does Balipure need to concentrate on, focus on, to get themselves going in this set?
You know, it was very obvious, Eric, in the first set, the reception, their digs. The first ball was all over the place. Every play, they cannot convert anymore. and they just need to focus right now and communicate. Now we're seeing more smiles from Balipure compared to the first set. So let us see. Maybe they can pull it together and get the second set.
And that's important. I mean, we talk about it a lot. In this sport specifically, volleyball, the smiles are important. Being happy on the court together, because it translates to better plays as Tubino scores on the other side. It you know, converts the team play into more cohesive one.
Yes, if you're happy with what you're doing, if you're enjoying and not really putting pressure on you, you tend to have the skills at your best. Just automatic. What your mind wants to do, you can do it. But if you're really pressured and if you're not enjoying, probably you cannot do it.
2-all, as the Lady Troopers with a quick answer to the early 2 points of the Water Defenders, but Kasugod breaks the deadlock and puts them up by 1.
You are seeing better Balipure here early in this set. They are moving freely now.
And those better receptions, they can get Kasugod and their middles more involved in the offense. But again, Bombita, this is going to be her second, at least in my unofficial count, second unforced error from the service line.
That's way too much power on Bombita.
There are some disadvantages to being too strong. That is an excellent block at the net. You got to check who that's credited to. There were 2 Lady Troopers at the net. I think it was on Bunag. That puts the Lady Troopers up by 1, 4 serving 3. Here's Royce Tubino, who's been really playing well.
It's the jinx, Eric, I think.
Just as we commend her, an unforced error off the serve. Obviously, Coach Kung Fu unhappy with that. They were up by 1. They gave up a free point for all. Kasuga has also been playing well. He's been contributing. Gonzalez sets it up. Bunag in the middle, off the block.
And she knows she's going to get that point. Very relaxed Bunag, as you can see right there, preparing to attack just right after the set. That angle.
And she's one of the veteran players, not just with the Army, but in the volleyball scene.
Yes.
I mean, she's inspired so many young players today because of how good she is.
Flora just putting that over.
Water Defenders playing a lot more loosely here in the first set to make that second set, which allows them to execute better plays, make better decisions on the floor as well. Free ball. Don't see that very often from the Lady Troopers. Flora once again. Gonzalez sets up Bunag, fires one in, good receive. Flora into the net.
May kasama ng gigil yung palo ni Flora. That ball was way too low when she hit it.
Flora has been playing with inconsistencies as well. Back when she was with Adamson, she is a very athletic attacker from the wings, but she needs to be more consistent. Speaking of consistency, back-to-back errors on the part of Flora.
That must hurt. Getting a service na isa-set mo. Well, for me, because I am really not a good setter. A service ace from Gonzaga.
And 3 straight points for the Lady Troopers, and we are on our first technical timeout. In the second set, 8-5, Lady Troopers over the Water Defenders. You're watching the country's very first professional volleyball league, the Premier Volleyball League, live from the Baccarat bubble. Live on One Sports and One Sports Plus as well. Quick kill after the technical timeout, Mon.
Happened once again. Again, the first ball of Balipure, they need to control that.
Gonzaga hasn't really had to exert too much today, as she has had plenty of help from Bunag, from Tubino, and so many others. That time around, not a good first ball for Jobs Gonzaga as they give away a point.
Flora, almost the same spot as earlier. Just targeting that one, and Gonzaga was just too late.
And you see Flora, if she can be really a lot more consistent, she's a lethal weapon for the water defenders. Good serve as well. Another free ball for the water, from the water defenders. Quick attack. One-two play there for Balipure. Here comes Bunag.
Great rally here.
Bombita with the kill.
Bombita just making sure to end that rally. And let us commend Eric, the floor defense of Gonzaga. You know, last game, she had a couple of numbers as well in that department. She had 16 excellent digs, and now she's doing it again.
Goes to show you she is one of the best all-around players for the Lady Troopers. Bombita through the two blockers. Gonzalez to Bunag.
What a nice attack and nice dig from Balipure.
Underhand set for Gonzalez. Tubino from the back row. Yes. Tubino extremely active today.
She's really showing up today. Look at that from the back, knowing where to hit that ball. And the defense of Balipure was just not ready for that.
10 serving 7. Still another close set. Bombita. Good save by Esguerra.
Good reflexes.
Bombita once again. Water defenders really taking advantage of this rotation, having Bombita right there. But great adjustment on the part of Picara as she went to the middle, and Espiritu takes advantage.
Sati Espiritu in the middle. Look at that, two blockers, and she knows it. She knows what she did.
Espiritu communicating. That's what you want from everybody on the floor. Gonzalez, they go to the middle, and Esguerra scores on the other side.
Esguerra with the help of the net.
At this point, with this close a game, you'll get any type of help you can get.
That's right.
Underhand set to Bombita, and again, I mean, you can tell the Army respects the offense of Bombita because there's always at least two blockers on that side, but doesn't matter.
Bombita has been playing really well now. You know, earlier she was putting power, but at this point, in this play, she did not put power. She just placed that over, and she got the point.
Tubino, is that wide? No, it's just on the line. Tubino this time around adjusts and goes cross and scores.
That was a great attack from Tubino. Perfect timing and power from her.
That's right. Just when everybody was expecting for her to go down the line. Kasugod, that was anticipated at the net, and Francisco puts it away.
Twice on that one. Did not give up on the first one.
Very active, Team Francisco at the net.
Very athletic.
That as well. Flora with a receive that's too close to the net, but Francisco maybe too active this time as she interfered with her former teammate's effort to set it up.
That was
Take
an
a look here.
overreaching. Is that?
Vicar was right
Yes.
there. Former teammates battling at the net. 10 serving 13. Francisco once again.
This not nice connection between the setter and attacker of the Army.
Yeah, we've been seeing that between Gonzalez and Francisco for a while now. Tupino is in the back row. And Kasugod, is that a lifting? Double contact against Kasugod.
Double touch.
Pabayo.
Just dancing and enjoying the game.
She was alongside Nene Bautista. Judith Abil, she hasn't seen action so far for the Water defenders. As Flora gets it through the block.
Floria has been consistent in this game. Open attack. Just going to the same spot, Eric, where she got the last 2 points.
That's been her forte. That's what she likes and how she wants to receive it. Good block at the net.
But that was not over.
That's 4 touches. Cardi Hernandez still has yet to see action here for Balipure. Jen Kasugod. So far 4 points on 3 attacks and 1 block. Nice setup there. Gonzalez to Gonzaga.
It's like automatic when you give the ball to Gonzaga. She will get that point.
16-12. Lady Troopers up by 4 against the Water defenders in set number 2. It's been all Army so far. As you see, a PVL organizer and Sports Vision president, Ricky Palou, another one of the guys behind this, the logistics and the planning for the open conference of the country's first and only pro league, the Premier Volleyball League. Balipure only led by 2 early in set number 2, but right now it's a 4-point advantage for Lady Troopers. That's a check ball for Bern Flora as she scores for the Water defenders, and it's a 3-point game.
There was a touch on that one, but the receivers of Army thought that Jovelyn did not touch it. Now point will go to Balipure.
Sel Baliton seeing action for the Water defenders along with Bendong. Three-point game, an opportunity for Balipure to cut this deficit further. Good serve.
Service ace.
That's what she's in for. She delivers. 2-point game. 14 serving 16. Another good serve. Gonzaga. Nice attack from Baliton.
That was a nice effort from Balipure, you know, from the setup and Baliton delivering. Just
Baliton playing a wing attacker there.
through the hands of Bunag.
And Coach Kung Fu Reyes losing a 4-point lead. Talks it over with the team. You'd expect some of these coaches to allow the team to work through their mistakes, right? But Coach Reyes not taking any chances and immediately burns a timeout.
Because, you know, they are already professionals and the coaches know that, you know, they know what to do already. It's just a couple of reminders, maybe.
Let's see if that little pep talk will allow these girls to adjust in time in order to maintain this lead or add to it. But here's a free ball for the Water defenders. Let's see how they take advantage of this. Baliton. Oh yes! Back-to-back points for Cel Baliton, and it's a 4-point run for Balipure. They tie the game at 16 all.
Balipure is just that happy. Baliton with that kind of attack once again, but now off the block, and look at her celebration.
Bendong, she's been serving well. Gonzaga, that's not coming back.
Not with that kind of power. I mean, what can you do about that?
Jobs Gonzaga stops the bleeding, but the damage has been done.
Only Flora was there. And if you have Jovelyn attacking, you need 2 blockers.
At least, that's right.
At least, yes.
Van Emnas serving 17-16, 1-point lead for the Lady Troopers. Bendong sets it up. He went back to Baliton. As Papayo attacking. Flora this time. Yes, Flora effective on both sides of the net.
And on that one, hinabol na lang niya, Eric. And luckily, pumasok yung bola. Look at that. She was not in the right position, actually. And ang ganda pa rin ang delivery niya.
Not a good first ball for Tubino. Another free ball here for Balipure. Bendong sets it up. And that's a point for the Water defenders as they take the lead. 18-17, 1-point advantage for the Water defenders.
And now Balipure is enjoying that attack from Espiritu.
Former San Beda Lioness, Sati Espiritu.
Tubino tried in that one.
They can. I mean, you can do that now for the Gen Xers who don't know yet. I mean, you can actually use any part of your body, unlike before.
But that is, look, this one from Bunag, a clear path for her. Score. The timing was perfect as well.
Army Lady Troopers go to their veteran, and the game is tied at 18. Bunag serving.
Balipure has been having good first balls.
They lift against Bendong. That'll cost them a lead back to the Lady Troopers.
Tumagal Tumagal yung bola sa kamay.
Didn't seem all that long, even in slow motion, but Mark Santos, our first referee, is really calling it tight.
They are really sharp.
Bombita! Excellent receive and coverage defensively by the Lady Troopers, but it's to no avail as Sati Espiritu once again connects and gets the kill.
Sati Espiritu showing up in this second set. Blockers, you know, Esquera was late for that attack. Espiritu just really enjoying her game.
19 all as Judith Abil checks in for the first time in this game.
I know a lot of fans has been waiting for.
Yep,
they have been waiting for Abil.
Former UE Lady Red Warrior. I was expecting her not to sit very long. Offensive abilities as well, very much needed by this Water defenders team, and great defense, solo defense at the net by Cel Baliton.
Very well read by Baliton. That's one-on-one. Tubino. Oh, that was with the help of a net, but still. De Los
De
Reyes,
Los Reyes checking in for the first time. Jenai De Los Reyes is a middle blocker. 20 serving 19.
The attacks of Balipure. I was about to say they have 15 attacks versus just 11 from the Filipino Army, but that caused the error. Now we are at the 20-point mark.
Bendong goes to Kasugod. Underhand set by Emnas. Bombita is blocked. Flora, she's been receiving pretty well from the back, but not that time around, as the return was pretty quick from the blockers.
Bombita was very well guarded by the net defense of the Army. Look at that. And no coverage for Balipure.
21-20 for Army. Bombita. That's going to be 4 touches that didn't go through the net. 2 straight points for the Lady Troopers. And now it's Coach Abelia's time to call a timeout. That's 4 touches.
Definitely. Very obvious error on that one. And Balipure, they need more options because right now they're just going to Bombita. But as you can see earlier, Sati Espiritu was doing well. Maybe they can give more attacks to her.
But what happened in your quick assessment, Mosh? What happened to Balipure? They were playing so well. Confidence was very high. But these errors all of a sudden and things turn around.
It turned around because of the net defense of the Philippine Army. They were guarding Bombita very well. And as we can see, the last 2 points were from the blockings of the Army.
Well, let's see if offense can be better than defense if you're a Balipure fan. As it's been, like what Mosh said, the defense of the Lady Troopers that's been stopping this offense of the Water Defenders. Take a look at the excellent set situation. +7 for Fen Emnas and Gonzalez of the Lady Troopers. Sly Bendong sets it up. Bombita above the blockers. Great receive by Bunag. Free ball. Oh, but it doesn't cross the net for Pabayo. A big break here for Balipure. Coach Kung Fu Reyes can do nothing but sit back and sigh at the lost opportunity.
Just a miscalculation on that one. Because sometimes you just want to do it, you know, soft.
Just perfect.
But yun, medyo napasobra. Hindi siya umabot sa net.
21 serving 22, Alina Bicar serving against his coach from USD. That's wait a minute. Mark Santos clearing it up.
There was a net violation, according to our first referee.
Is it a net touch? Let's take a look here. The setter, that's right, came in contact. Fen Emnas came in contact with the net, so a net violation. Again, another sharp call from Mark Santos, our first referee. Tubino with a push. 22 all. Kasugod is blocked by Francisco.
Nice
Bombita.
coverage.
What an exchange here. Oh! That's Tubino with a setting error, it seems.
So those errors just getting the momentum of each team. Look at that.
Mark Santos really strict with these setting.
And
plays.
Tubino knew it.
Fen Emnas sets it up. Tubino. Flora with the receive. Bombita with the push. Yes! Yes! It is a point.
That will work for Bombita. Just dropping that ball over.
And it's 2 set points here for Grace Bombita and the rest of the Water Defenders, forcing Coach Kung Fu to call his final timeout.
A
Take
bit
a look at the
surprised
reaction.
there.
The tables are turned, boss. Unforced errors, like what you heard from Coach Kung Fu Reyes, on the side of the Lady Troopers.
They had a couple At the end of the set, well, it's not yet the end, but the latter part, they had the net violation, they have the setup double touch violation, and at this point, you really need to focus.
They have to play perfect. Babayo's attack is received, but it's going to be a free ball though. They go to Tubino. Tubino is blocked. Tubino will try again. Flora with the up. Bombita with the attack. That is outside.
That
One set point save, Mosh.
He'll go to Army. Bombita, may kasama na namang Giga, no? Because she went over the blockers, but it was just too wide.
Sometimes when you want to put it away, I mean, you want to go all in, and she did. Gonzalez serving 23-24. Still one set point for the Water defenders. They can put it away here. What a save from Flora. There's a net violation against Balipure.
Very costly violation on that one, Eric.
Excellent save. 2 set points put away by the Lady Troopers, and Coach Abella will call a timeout. We're tied at 24. So adjustments were made by the Army. Now it's time for Balipure to make their own set.
And walang bumibitaw, no? It's a matter of concentration and connection of the receiver, the setter, and your attacker.
It's amazing. I mean, Coach Kung Fu Reyes told the girls, ganyan talaga, bumawi na lang kayo. And they did. As you'd see the net touch there, clearly on Baroga. Now, let's see how this young core of Coach Abella will adjust to the pressure of losing 2 set points and being tied at 24.
At this point, wala na lang bitawan to, Eric.
Gonzalez serving. Flora, good receive. Bombita. I mean, floor defense of both teams impeccable right now. Gonzaga. Flora again with the up. Bombita. Yes! Grace Bombita.
Bombita, same angle but no coverage for the Black Mamba Army.
Take a look at Bombita. I mean, just pure power. That's arm and willpower all in one. I mean, she just had to really get the ball through, and she did. Another set point here. 3rd set point for the Water defenders, 25-24. But the thing here is Bombita is serving, though.
She's now at the back line. And now they need another option for Balipure.
Great dig by Picar. Oh, it didn't cross the net. Set point saved by the Lady Troopers, 25 all.
What a set.
Must be nerve-wracking for both teams and their fans as well. Royce Tubino will step out. A crucial substitution here for Army as Nene Bautista checks in for the first time. Kasugod is blocked. Picar was right there to the rescue. Baroga through the block, yes! Oh, wow!
Balipure just duplicating that attack. And again, no coverage for the Army.
Take a look at Baroga here. I mean, she's committed some errors, some crucial errors, but like the player that she is, she put it in the back of her head and moved forward. And now it's the 4th set point for Balipure, 26-25. Kasugod is serving. There's a push by Francisco. Ooh, Kasugod was setting. That could have been an error right there. Gonzalez to Gonzaga. And what defense at the net for the Water defenders.
Again, Balipure just hanging on, doing their thing, and they are enjoying a lot of points, Eric, from the net defense.
They're not called the Water defenders for nothing as Bern Flora rejects Jobs Gonzaga at the net and gets a high five from Coach Abella as the Water defenders take set number 2 in extended fashion, 27-25 against the Lady Troopers. back here at the PCV Social, Civic, and Cultural Center in the Bacara Bubble, Ilocos Norte. You're seeing the second game of our Tuesday doubleheader. Lady Troopers and the Water Defenders in a close one in set number 2, Mosh.
You know, it was a complete turnaround for Balipure towards the end of the set. You know, they had great net defense. They were attacking really nice. You know, a lot of options for them. And they pushed a little harder than the Army towards the end of the set. Now, what happened to the Army is their errors. You know, their unforced errors, committing those in the costly time of the set. And at the end of that, it seems like they just gave up. And look at those numbers, 18 attacks for Balipure and just 12 from the Army. Parang nagbaliktad tayo, Eric, because in the first set, ganun yung nangyari, no? 2 blocks again, 2 apiece. Service aces, they have more from the Army, but the unforced errors, surprisingly, Balipure has more. But kasi yung unforced errors netong Army, latter part na ng set eh. And importante yun, yung timing ng errors mo.
That's right. And I mean, fans should be impressed, must be impressed with the way the Water Defenders hung on in the end. I mean, they had 3 set points that went away, but they kept it together and pulled it off in the end.
You know, slowly you see the chemistry here with Balipure because in the first set, as I mentioned earlier, they were really quiet. It feels like they're not talking at all. But on the second set, you can see they are having fun. You're just talking to each other. And that's what is really important in the game, diba, Eric? And even though they are a young team, they are really fighting here. Alam nila kung paano pumalo itong Army. Alam nila ngayon kung paano depensahan because their net defense was really strong towards the end of the second set.
And they're really playing together, playing as a team. As you see, great teamwork as well from our officials. Mark Santos clearing it up, talking to his lines judges. And the second referee, Bobby Celso, on this play. He was saying, hindi niya nakita. I mean, he touched it if there was a net violation. But
they were pointing at Bombita.
That's right. They spoke, they cleared it up. And now, Balipure with 2 straight points here to start off set number 3.
On the first set, you know, the reception of the Army is really good. They were getting the service and attacks of Balipure. Pero ito kasi bumaba ng second set eh. And now carrying it over in the early stage of this third set.
Gonzalez, a tip there from Francisco. Ooh, that's an overset that went outside. Baroga unable to control it, unable to actually get the third touch. So the first point of the Lady Troopers off an error by the Water Defenders. Royce Tubino just on the line.
Inside. Service ace on that one. Mahirap kasi kunin yun, Eric eh. You're just gonna hope that it's gonna go out, but that one...
If it were easy, everybody would be doing it. Not a good first ball from Flora that time around. And Bombita surprisingly short on that attack from the back row. And 3 straight points for the Lady Troopers. They take the lead here.
Because that was a powerful serve from Bombita. Now they had some troubles again on the first ball. Just like that.
There's a push from Kasugod, kept alive by Bunag. Kasugod, though, takes advantage of the confusion on the other side and gets a kill.
Kasugod, she just don't want a rally anymore. Just want to end that one. No blockers for her. Bunag was late on that one.
And that's a textbook example of how you take advantage of a free ball. Get it to the middle while everybody on the other side is
up,
just
right?
Exactly. Speaking of middle attacks, in Francisco.
Getting that right away. Because if you have that great attack from your opponent, you want to do it as well so that they won't get the momentum. And look at that attack from Francisco.
You're not the only one who can do it. If you can do it, I can do it better, says the Lady Troopers. Francisco with the serve. Sati, Espiritu, And both teams utilizing their middles here early in the third set.
I was about to say it's a battle of middle attackers here now.
There's Baroga serving 4-all, set number 3. Oh, that is just beyond the reach of Esguerra.
Miscommunication there. They were trying to be creative, but they just couldn't do that. Wala yata nagsalita kung ano yung play.
And quite unusual for the Lady Troopers, a team that we've seen very cohesive. They're connected, especially Gonzalez and her attackers, but not right now, not in the third set. After tasting defeat in the second set, they seem to be unsure of themselves, although Bunag right there with great anticipation at the net.
They need to get back their composure, you know, that they had in the first set.
Right. 5-all. Dobbs Gonzaga. Fan favorite wherever she plays. Vicar. Back row attack there for Tubino. Flora down the line this time. Tubino back row again.
Very well read.
Flora with a push. Oh, excellent placement for Bern Flora.
Smartly putting that ball on that zone where no one from the Filipino Army guarded.
Just reading the floor and finding out those open spots. Flora, not the tallest of players, but she reads the floor very well. Gonzalez sets it up. There's Esguerra blocked. Bunag. Vicar. Bombita. Gonzalez with a 1-2 play. Vicar to the middle. And Sati Espiritu with a kill. Wow, I mean, confidence of these water defenders are sky high right now, Mosh.
Great performance from Sati so far. Look at that. Kung paano niya iniwas yung palo niya sa blockers nitong Army.
Take a look at the numbers of Flora. 9 points off 7 attacks and 2 blocks. And make that 1 ace as well. 10 points for Flora. 3-point lead for the water defenders. 8-5 against the Lady Troopers in set number 3. Now that the first game jitters are out of the way, Balipure water defenders are playing at a very high level here in the third set, Marsh.
That's right. You know, everything is going their way right now, but not on that one. That's too wide for Bombita, too much power, and no touch from the Army.
But if you're Coach Abelia, you like how comfortable your guys, your ladies are playing. I mean, how they're talking, how they're communicating, how they're moving, how they're covering the floor as well.
That's right, because there's a big difference in the first set and now that they're in the third set. The movement is really different. You know, their transition is faster than earlier.
Oh, right. Right on the legs.
Sati Espiritu. A different target right there.
Got the cell phone. Coach Kung Fu Reyes says, this is what you hit, not the jewels.
And Sati apologizing right away.
It's the phone you got, and the phone is okay. It's got a casing, says Coach Kung Fu. Oh, in the meantime, again, I mean, just that confidence offensively for Baroga, for Espiritu, for Flora, for Bombita. It's showing They're moving quicker. They're, fast to the ball, and quite the opposite for the Lady Troopers. I mean, they're slow-footed. They're
And
caught, napping defensively.
Baroga was from the back there, and Gonzaga just couldn't step a few more inches to
Right.
get that ball.
Tubino. Here comes Bombita. Oh, wow, and take a look at that. Just an arrow straight.
And did you hear that motivation? Paluin mo, because when you hear your teammate to say something like that, you would definitely do it. You need to hear them as well.
It's encouragement.
Yes.
10-7 right now. There's body language of the Lady Troopers, not what you expect if you're a fan of the Black Mamba Army. It's right now, the tables have been turned a complete 180.
We could say that the Army is a bit frozen right now. They just don't want to move anymore. Balipure is attacking really well, but their defense, hindi palaging ready.
Take a look at these faces of the Lady Troopers. Unhappy, unsure of themselves. In the meantime, Balipure getting whatever they want on the floor right now and putting up this 4-point advantage. This is the biggest lead of the Water Defenders in the match.
Balipure, they need to take advantage of this one because the momentum is really there with them. And now for the Army, they need to turn things over. They need to attack well. Maybe just one powerful, good attack.
Then Emnas sets it up. Bombita, but Picar is going to be called for a violation. And she knew it right away. Apologized to the coach, to the bench, and says, it's my bad.
Being a setter is really hard, Eric. You get to touch the ball, and sometimes it's slippery. Sometimes it's just turning fast.
And you get no breaks. I mean,
Yes.
each and every play, you're the second touch as much as possible as Bombita for these back-to-back errors on the part of the Water Defenders. This is something Lady Troopers can take advantage of.
That's right. Bombita had a good intention. Just softly placing that ball, but the power was not really enough to go that over.
Esguerra serving 9-11. Picar to Bombita. And Bombita, it just goes, I'll just hit it hard because that off speed just really doesn't work for me.
Cross-court attack. Blockers can't do anything about that anymore.
Not a good first ball, and it's going to be outside for Bunag as the Lady Troopers unable to take advantage of the miscues of the Water Defenders as the lead is back to 4.
They're just disoriented at this point. They don't know what to do anymore. Bombita is attacking. Balipure gets the first ball correctly and really transitioning well. But for them, we mentioned earlier that they're just frozen.
Bombita, again, 2 blockers, not enough.
Bombita just doing it all right now for Balipure. And again, the coverage of the Army was not there. No one really from them.
And Bombita, smart enough to realize, go through the smaller blocker in Fen Emnas. Service ace for Picar as the lead is now 6 for the Water Defenders.
And they're enjoying the service aces. Talking about Balipure. No attempt at all from the Army.
Yeah, I mean, there are 2 players right there, 2 veterans as well in Gonzaga and Bunag, but both of them got frozen in the moment. Francisco with the attack. Here's the setup. There
That was
it
an
is.
outside
Yeah,
ball.
it hit the antenna of Baroga. Coach Kung Fu Reyes, you can see at the bottom of your screen, really just trying to motivate his team, clapping, talking to them, hoping they adjust. Fen Emnas with a good serve. Free ball.
This is their chance.
Francisco, they go to the middle, but the net slowed down the attack. Flora with a push. What a dive there by, seems Agno was the one who saved it. But the attack was long. And it's a 6-point advantage once again for the Water Defenders as we hit our second technical timeout. 16-10, Balipure over Black Mamba Army, set number 3. Back here at the Baccarat Bubble, we're live from the PCV Social, Civic, and Cultural Center in Ilocos Norte as you watch day number 4 of the Open Conference. And right now, the Water Defenders are just coasting along Mosh with their play on the court.
Flora just taking advantage of that over-receive and knowing where to place her attack.
Meanwhile, the Lady Troopers, who played so well and so confidently in the first set, right now just playing disjointed. And it seems like they're not aware of the way they're defending the floor.
Really just disarray. And what's happening right now with the Army is that they're just hoping to get a good first ball, but they're not putting that much effort to get that.
Coach Reyes forced to call a timeout here. They're down by 8. This is the biggest deficit against them.
And their body language, Eric, seems like they're already tired.
And they're hunched over, no smiles, no communication, no happy faces. And we mentioned at the top of the coverage how important that is, especially in a sport like volleyball.
That is right. And now they need that spark, that one spark. You see, we hear them saying happy lang, because that is what they really need right now, rather.
You need team captain Jobs Gonzaga, your veterans, Bunag, Bautista, Pabayo to be the ones talking and telling these girls how we're going to do it, how we're going to bounce back. And maybe this is the start. This is the response to the timeout called by Coach Kung Fu Reyes.
They need to attack more, because what's happening right now is less attacks for the Army and more from Balipure.
7-point game, 11 serving 18. A beautiful one-handed set by Picard to Kasugod. That's outside. I mean, even Gonzaga is struggling, but there's a check ball.
There was a touch from Balipure.
There's a break there for Gonzaga and company. There's a tiny little smile on the face of the team captain. Let's see if that turns around the gameplay of the Lady Troopers, who desperately need a run here. Flora through the double block.
Good reflexes.
And Emnas back to Gonzaga. That did not cross the net. So Gonzaga, he's been up and down right now.
Clearly not over for Jovelyn Gonzaga.
He's trying to avoid the block. I mean, she saw Kasugod from way off.
Yes, the tall Kasugod in front of her.
Francisco, quick to the ball, quick to score.
Just the right attack from Francisco. But we would want to see more of her in this set.
So the Lady Troopers still in this one despite being down by as many as 7. Francisco, good receive by Flora. The back set, Baroga attacks, Baroga hits the net.
That was just way too forward on the net.
Was this set a little too close?
Yes, it was a little too close.
Here's Isguera and company. There's a wet spot there on the floor. 14 serving 19. Lady Troopers facing adversity here in set number 3. Bombita from the back row.
Oh.
That's really not Bombita's strong suit.
Yes, and she
At off-speed.
hesitated. You could see that nag-isip pa siya eh, papaluin ko ba o ibabalik ko na lang?
And every time she goes off speed, she usually hits it short.
Yes.
Now they have a cushion here, 4-point advantage. But Coach Abella burned the timeout anyway, and he doesn't want to take any chances.
You know, because at this point, you just really want to pull away. You don't want the Army to get back and,
especially
play their game.
Veteran team like the Army. You give these Lady Troopers just a little bit of daylight, and before you know it, they take away the set from you. So Coach Abella wants his water defenders to have that killer instinct. Another good serve. But a great play. Great combination there for Baroga and company, and they are on a high right now.
We deserve to see this one again. That combination play beautifully executed. Look at that. No blockers at all for Baroga.
Lai Bendong is back, service specialist. And will also play setter for the water defenders. 5-point advantage. Papayo also checking in. 20 serving 15, set number 3. Fan Emna sets it up for Gonzaga. Easy pickup for Bombita, but another setting error from Bendong. She has struggled to set the ball here, and it wasn't such a hard second touch as well. I mean, the receive was pretty good.
It was pretty obvious in that replay. Umalog yung bola.
Gonzaga with the serve. There's a point from Bautista, who's coming off the bench for the Lady Troopers.
Bautista, that was a soft attack, you know, but the libero of Balipure was just not there to get that.
2 straight points for the Lady Troopers. Oh, that's into the net from Sati Espiritu. So 3 straight points now for the Lady Troopers.
Just too much angle on that. She was targeting zone 1 of the Army. Pero masyado nang mababa ng pinalo niya.
I don't know the timeout situation, but it seems like Coach Abella doesn't have any more, which is why he just subbed Alina Bicar back into the game. So Lai Bendong's time on the court, pretty short. That's 4 straight points now for the Lady Troopers.
Again, with the unforced errors of Balipure, they need to hang on really into this set.
That 5-point lead of the water defenders now just down to 1. 19 serving 20. Oh, beautiful short serve from Gonzaga as she ties the game now, 20 all.
Just smartly serving Jovelyn. She saw that one. She saw the spot that no one from Balipure.
Coach Abella still has a timeout, and he uses it here at the 20 all mark of the 3rd set. 5-point advantage lost now, but we're looking at the Lady Troopers. What a great run they had.
Very quietly, but slowly, you know, they are getting the points. You don't see that much energy yet from the Army, but they are getting there.
And just when it seemed like they were out of it, I mean, their body language didn't show that they had another run in them. They come back, like what you said, in quiet fashion and make a game out of this third set at 20 all. So it's first to 25 at this point. Flora, block. That's 6 straight points for the Lady Troopers. From down 20-15, they are now ahead, 21-20.
Very well read by MNAS. Look at that.
Former teammates too. Former Adamson Lady Falcons. 21 serving 20. 1-2 play for Alina Bicar. Bautista with the attack. Bicar sets it up for Flora. Flora through the block this time. Oh, that Bautista crossed the middle line. That's going to be a point for the Water Defenders.
Really hard for Bautista to just balance herself.
Yep. Easy call for first referee Mark Santos. Take another look here.
She really tried,
Yep.
but the balance.
Her momentum, I think her hair touched the net as well. And now, with the new rules, even if your hair, your jersey touches the net, that's a violation. 21 all. But Bautista bounces back and scores on the other side. 22-21.
Binawi agad yung error, no, with that great attack from Bautista.
Bombita. Here comes Stupino with the point, 23-21. And the Lady Troopers, what a bounce back for them. They're up by 2.
Tobino just, you know, inserting power in that attack so that it will just go through the blockers.
Oh, this is going to be a free ball. Could be out too. Way out now. All of a sudden, Balipure, we're in a downward spiral. And this is a 9-1 run by the Lady Troopers.
What a run there. What happened to them earlier? Ito na yung nangyayari naman ngayon sa Balipure.
Yep. Bombita, way off. And that's an easy closer for the Lady Troopers. Come from behind win, 25-21 against the Water Defenders in set number 3. Third set highlights between the Lady Troopers and the Water Defenders, and what a up and down seesaw battle it was, Mosh.
Really, Balipure was on it on the early, you know, set of this one, but quietly and slowly the Army, they got back up. The composure was there, and Balipure just lost it. They felt short, they relaxed, and they cannot do anything about it anymore. Even though that the Armies were not attacking really hard, you know, they outsmarted Balipure in that set.
Just when it seemed like the Water Defenders were just a final score away from putting the third set in the books, I mean, the Lady Troopers just pulled the rug from under them. And take a look at the scoring by sets so far. Lady Troopers now up 2 sets to 1 against the Water Defenders. And that's been the scenario so far as we take a look at the statistics.
And we mentioned earlier, Eric, na one spark lang ang kailangan ng Army, no? And that really happened. Looking at the numbers, halos pareho lang naman eh. Attacks 9 to 10. The block, only 1 from the Army and none from Balipure. But the unforced errors towards the end, ito yung pumatay talaga sa Balipure. You know, the net violation, the double touch, and that would really kill your momentum.
Yep. So far, the most error-prone team has been the Water Defenders, although they were able to hide it, mask it in set number 2 when they pulled it off with a win. But it, bit them back in the 3rd set, as you can see here. And we've been trading sets so far. No team has won 2 consecutive sets. So let's see if the Lady Troopers can close it out and win back-to-back sets, or in the fashion that we've seen so far, the Water Defenders can bounce back.
Balipure, they could have had that set, pero kasi tumigil sila eh.
It was theirs to lose, and that's exactly what happened. As you can say, they gave that away with a 5-point lead, 25-15 in the 3rd set, and somehow Lady Troopers just came from behind and went all the way to the finish. So now, to the 4th set we go. Alina Picar served. Stupino scored.
Now the Army, they need to start hot in this set. And for Balipure, the momentum, it turned around. And they need to do whatever they did in the 3rd set. Just the energy and just having fun.
There is Kasugod with the power tip to put the Water Defenders on the board. 1-all, set number 4. You mentioned, Mosh, that for the Lady Troopers, they have to keep doing what they were doing towards the end of set number 3, and they took it away from the Water Defenders. But for these Balipure players, how do you bounce back from such a deflating loss in the 3rd set?
No, it's just a matter of reset. Forget what happened. Forget the errors and all. Now, this is set 4. It's really important for them to win in this set. Now, you have to think it over, what happened earlier, and they have to think of the good plays they made that made them, early on in the set na ang ganda ng nilaro nila, pero bumitaw sila nung huli, and Army was able to take advantage of that.
Find that resilience they had in set number 2, and they just wouldn't give up. 2-all, set number 4. Jen Kasugod, former Lady Tamarao. Fen Emna sets it up to Gonzaga. Ooh, very hard fall there for Alina Bigar. And Gonzaga scores.
That was a good attack from Gonzaga, pero hindi siya happy with it, no? She was actually apologizing.
Flora outside, off the block, point for Balipure.
It was a good net defense from the Army, but Flora, she knew that ball was going on.
Another close start, just like in the 3rd set. Pabayo using the left hand with a tip. Great block by Pabayo as well.
Better net defense for the Army here.
Espiritu was rejected.
And medyo nagpanic na siya doon, no? Kaya kinuha na rin yung bola.
Both teams trading points here in set number 4. Good save by Baroga. Babayo blocked by Flora. Fenemnas. Oh! The Espiritu interfered, I guess is what you can call it, interfered with the trajectory of the ball, confusing the rest of the water defenders.
There was already a miscommunication in the Army, but a miscommunication as well in Balipure.
5-3 for the Army. Another late receive from Flora results in a free ball for the Lady Troopers. Back row push is not going to be good enough for Tubino. She knew it.
Not just enough for Tubino. Her timing wasn't there as well.
And that kind of move is usually reserved for, I mean, I see that a lot with some of the male volleyball players. I mean, when you've got that lift, you're able to really give the ball a good push. But not to say these girls don't have the lift as well. But there are some girls who really go up high. I mean, players like Eliza Valdez and so many others. This time around, setting error on Fenemnas. That time around, she connected with Babayo.
Babayo with a clear path by their cross-court attack.
Nene Bautista serving. Bombita. Tubino. Bombita once again. Yes! Wow, Bombita. No matter how many times she goes up, I mean, it has the same power, same intensity all the time.
Hindi bumababa na. If she wants to put power, there is power in her attack. But what's nice about Bombita is she's very creative. You know, she can put power, she can just drop it off,
That's
just
true.
stop spin.
Such a mature and smart player, Grace Bombita. Fenemnas to Tubino. That set was a little too high.
Tubino just really had a hard time to get that one, but she tried. But for a player, that would be hard. That was an overset.
That's outside the antenna, so an easy call for Mark Santos, our first referee. Sati Espiritu with a serve. Tubino. What a dig for Flora. Bombita. Perfect set for her and a quick kill. As Balipure sends us to our first technical timeout. They are up by 2, 8-6 against the Lady Troopers. And we send this one to Ai Tinsai for a report.
Earlier on, I got to chat with volleyball veteran middle blocker of the Black Mamba Army Lady Troopers, Mary Jean Balsipabayo, who opened up to me regarding their last game against the Petrogas Angels. The Army Lady Troopers had struggled through the first set due to first game jitters, but on the following sets, they slowly got the pace of the ball and started working on their defense. And I quote, "Nanigas kami lahat at higil sa loob dahil nagmamadali sa oras, kaya ngayon kailangan ayusin ang komunikasyon sa bawat isa at i-relax ang mind kapag game time na." She was happy to have heard her teammates' cheers to boost their morale during their hardship in the game. As a veteran, together with the coaches, she advised her younger fellow teammates to move on, bounce back, and remember that there are many games ahead to prove how much excellence and grit they still have in store for this league. Let's go back to the momentum of the game, coming to you live from Ilocos Norte.
Thank you, Ai, who is on location for the duration of the Open Conference. Bombita. That's outside. Yes, off the block. With Babayo trying to argue her case. But the point, I think, is awarded to Bombita. So it's 9-6. Balipure.
Because there's different angles there in the court, so we cannot really say at this point. But the linesmen, of course, they know what they saw.
Ooh,
That's a really hard call.
has to be on the line. I guess it's poetic justice right there as the Lady Troopers score on the next play.
Now serving game, Jose Palayo. 9-6 Balipure. 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 9-6 Balipure.
Well, as a player, you just brush that off and move forward. I mean, you can't argue with the calls. There will always be missed calls. But, you can't dwell on those.
You need to move
Bombita,
forward.
that's way off. That's right.
Now, Balipure, they need more options at this point. Right now, it's all about Bombita. Well, they have Flora inside. They have Espiritu there. So, you know, they need to be creative as well.
Distribute the offense. Right now, though, Vicar is concentrated on Bombita, and Bombita delivers.
But Bombita saying, I'm here. It's okay, I can do it.
Just put it up and I'll take care of it. Alina Vicar getting ready to serve 10-8, set number 4. Must-win situation for Balipure as they are down 2-1. Fen Emnas to Tubino, who's blocked, and it falls inside. Point for the water defenders.
The set was really off for Tubino.
Tubino's been holding to that midsection for a while now. I don't know if it's bothering her. Hopefully nothing serious for Royce Tubino as Francisco's attack is received well. Baroga. Tubino goes up. Flora with a dig. Set up for Bombita. Oh, nice received by Tubino, but no second touch for the Lady Troopers as Balipure with a run here, giving them a 4-point lead.
That was a nice rally actually from Balipure and Army. Good first balls, but not on that one because Bombita just ending that, saying tapusin na natin tong rally na to.
A timeout here by Coach Kung Fu Reyes. Again, trying to stop the momentum of the water defenders.
Because earlier it was also like this. At this point of the set, it was all Balipure. But now we can see a different Army. You know, they are moving, but not as fast as we would want to see them.
And you can hear words from the players, "Tiyaga ulit." That's how they did it in set number 3, down 5, 25-15, and they win it 25-21. Talagang chinaga lang nila, and that's what they have to do again at this point.
And that's why they are veterans here in PVL. You know, quietly, slowly, kaya nilang bawiin yung mga points.
Bombita blocked, but Vicar was right there with coverage. Baroga, cross court. Quick reflexes by Fen Emnas. Free ball for Balipure. Middle attack, Kasugod. And that is another point for the water defenders as they stretch their lead to 5.
Kasugod just fighting over that net. Placing that over the blockers of Army.
Attack from Tubino. And that stops the bleeding for the Lady Troopers.
Kanina pa gustong bumawi ni Tubino dito. She wants a good attack. Maybe not that one, but she will take it.
Yep.
It's a point.
Right now, they'll take anything they can get. They're down by 4. Vicar, one-handed set. Kasugod at 6-1 frame, unable to get the ball across the net.
That was a beautiful one-handed set by Vicar. But Kasugod was just a bit late. The ball was just going down before she was able to hit it.
Vicar. Nice tip by Bombita. Free ball for the water defenders. Vicar to Kasugod. Almost a nice save, but not good enough for the Lady Troopers.
And Vicar, again with that one-handed set, now the execution was almost perfect for Kasugod. If she put enough power, I mean, there was power already, pero kung nilakasan pa niya, that would been an excellent attack.
That's true. 4-point lead, make that 3-point lead now with at Tubino kill. Lady Troopers scoring, but not in bunches. They need some stops right now as the water defenders, again, playing in their comfort zone and at their pace.
We are missing Bunag here in the set, as well as Francisco for the Army.
Yeah, Bunag hasn't seen action since middle of the third set when Nene Bautista checked in. And right on cue, Bautista contributing. 2-point game here, 12, serving 14. Flora off the block. Great way to score off an aggressive set of blockers. Burn Flora.
What I like about Flora is how she attacks. You know, she knows if the blockers are up there. She knows if she can get through the blockers or if she will get the point off the block.
Right.
Yeah.
Fen Emnas back set. Gonzaga is rejected. Fen Emnas turns around, back sets again. One-handed dig for Bicar. Flora. Look at the activity of both teams on the floor defense. Oh, but Nene Bautista unable to adjust, hits the antenna. And back to a 4-point lead for the water defenders. 16-12 against the Lady Troopers. It's pretty much a mirror image of what happened in the third set.
Again, with the overset of the Army, nahihirapan yung attackers nila to perform well.
Check out the games happening tomorrow, starting at 3 p.m. The Signal HD Spikers takes on the Santa Lucia Lady Realtors. That's our first game tomorrow. Followed by the Chocomucho Flying Titans versus the PLDT Home Fiber Power Hitters. That's your doubleheader on Wednesday, July 21, right here on One Sports and One Sports Plus. Live from the PCV Social Civic and Cultural Center in the Bacara Bubble, Ilocos Norte. Baroga and the rest of the water defenders so far playing like they did in the third set. In control, dominant, but let's remember what happened in the third set. Right at the end, Lady Troopers turned the tables around and snuck up from behind to win it. 25-21. There's Nene Bautista with a soft touch.
And I was about to say Balipure, they need to be more active now. And that energy to, you know, just get this set para ma-stretch nila itong game na to.
(13-16). Lady Troopers just trying to keep it close. Broken play here for the Lady Troopers. Sati Espiritu unable to take advantage and get the kill. Flora. Here comes Bautista. Long rally so far. Bombita from the back row.
Both teams hanging on.
Yeah. Great floor defense for both teams. An excellent coverage. There's a push from Gonzaga, and who would have expected the softest of hits
Yes.
was going to stop the play.
Cannot kill that ball with an attack, with a powerful one. Better yet, just put that soft hands on that.
2-point game now. Slowly but surely, these Lady Troopers inching closer and cutting that deficit. 1-2 play for Alina Bicar does not work. But Baroga with a put away.
Baroga, knowing what to do right away, she saw that it was an over receive, but she was there quickly jumping for that ball.
Water defenders able to keep the Lady Troopers at arm's length, but not if they continue with the unforced errors as Baroga gives a free point.
You wouldn't want to commit an error such like that at this point.
Close game. And there you have it. You were looking for Jo Bunag. She's back in the game. a very crucial part at that. Marsh, you're only down by 2. Alina Vicar, a lot of energy on that play. I mean, the way she approached the ball, took it in midair, and set up Sati Espiritu to take another look.
Look at that. That timing was not really perfect, actually. Nauna doon yung bola, but Espiritu was able to get a point out of that.
And Judith Abil again.
Dancing.
Enjoying the action. Great block at the net by Espiritu. Here comes Bunag. Block. It goes outside of Espiritu.
Off the block. That's why I'm looking for Bunag. Because she's like that. I think she is the spark of the army, you know, with that kind of attack. Even if she doesn't put much power, but that's what the army really needs right now. A point is a point.
And her decision-making on the floor as well. The way she
very
attacks.
high IQ.
IQ, that's right. Bombita is in front, makes her presence felt. Gonzalez to Bunag. Back to Bombita on the other side. Gonzalez once again to Bino. Yes!
That attack was perfect for Tubino. Good first ball, you know, the perfect setup by Gonzalez. And the timing, the power of Tubino. Look at that. Balipure just cannot do anything about that anymore.
The defense couldn't catch up. And Balipure's lead down to 1. Coach Abella wants to talk things over.
It's happening once again.
I don't know how much of a strategy it is, but so far it's been working for the Army Lady Troopers. They just keep it a close game, and during crucial moments, that's when they bounce back and they come from behind. And right now, that's what it's been looking like. But Coach Abella obviously wants to put a stop to that. Let's see if his water defenders can again live up to their moniker and keep this 1-point advantage, or maybe at the least add to it.
And you know, as if they have a mask on, you don't see them celebrating that much, but they are doing what they need to do right now.
Bombita goes over the blockers this time. Gonzalez sets it up for Papayo. Papayo is blocked. Tubino. Bombita. Beautiful dig. Tubino once again, and she connects.
Army just keeping that one alive, and the conversion of Tubino. Good first ball, good dig right there, and the setup was not that perfect, but Tubino was able to execute properly.
And you have to credit half that point to Nunag. I mean, Jelay Nunag, the libero of the water, the Lady Troopers, she's been excellent.
I agree. Nunag has been there all over the place for the Army.
She's practically cleaned the floor with her jersey, and I mean, just terrific coverage for her. Now, the Lady Troopers take the lead, up by 19-18. And these unforced errors hurting the water defenders, Mosh.
Balipure is now disoriented, you know, with these errors outside, you know, overhitting the ball. They need a one-stop again.
Coach Abella just minutes ago burned the timeout, burns one again here in order to right the ship. They are now down by 2. They were protecting a 1-point lead earlier, so it's a very different situation now as they are in dire straits. Must-win set, and they are coming from behind.
Lamang na sila kanina dito, Eric. But again, the Philippine Army, the Black Mamba Army rather, the veterans in them.
Still serving for Army,
Let's see if they can get a good receive here and put a stop to this run by the Lady Troopers. There's a push by Sati. Papayo. Free ball from Bunag. Vicar sets it up. Oh! Saki Espiritu, just what the doctor ordered for the water defenders. They needed that point.
They really needed that. You know, just hanging on, putting much effort so that they can get that point.
You can clearly hear the voice of Coach Kung Fu Reyes. One stop, one stop. They need it, and they won't get it. As Gonzalez with a setting error there, double contact with the ball.
Ball handling error, an unfortunate error for Gonzalez.
So 20 all. Quick 2 points after the timeout of Coach Abella. Great response by the water defenders. Now it's the time for Coach Kung Fu Reyes to talk things over with the Lady Troopers. Both teams really neck and neck in the end of sets.
You know, you would go back to textbook volleyball. A good first ball, a nice setup, and a good conversion of attack.
There's the signal. Isa lang, one stop. That's what they need to do. Good receive and a kill here would turn things around. Bunag with a push. Flora takes her time. Underhand set for Bombita. And she scores. Grace Bombita sends 2 players sprawling to the floor.
Again, Bombita, the go-to player for Balipure. You know, if they want that sure point, they would go to her.
What an adjustment too from Bombita. Nunag unable to get that touch, and Pabayo, Bautista fall all over themselves trying to pick it up.
You like the effort of the Army right there.
That's true though. If you're Coach Kung Fu Reyes, I mean, your veterans sacrificing their body. There's Tubino tying the game at 21.
Tubino saying, I am still here. It's not yet finished.
And look at the intensity all over the face of Royce Tubino.
She has been attacking really well in this set. And you can see in her face, she wants to end this game.
21 all. Vicar. Kasugod with the dump.
Kasugo just smartly putting that ball in that zone. Ito pa yung zone na kanina pang butas dito sa Army.
Pabayo just a second late for the pancake save. Kasugod with another point. 22 serving 21. Oh, poor first ball. Nunag again sacrificing her body. Bautista able to save it. Vicar sets it up. And they go to the middle. Baroga unable to get the kill. Tubino, yes!
Look at that. Ang gulo na sana ng depensa nitong Army. But Balipure, hindi pa sila nakapag-take advantage of that. Kakaporma na itong depensa ng Army. And that attack from Tubino.
Where's Tubino? And again, I mean, she's got her game face on. If you're Balipure, you have to be wary of that. Excellent sets, 26-21. +5 for Lady Troopers. Kasugod gives the lead right back to Balipure.
Kasugod just proving everyone that she's here. You know, she can really help Balipure.
And smartly using all of that 6'1" frame of hers. Judith Abel back in the game. 2 points away from tying the match at 2 sets all is Balipure. Ooh, that's gotta hurt if you're Coach Abella and Balipure. You wanted to up the lead. Now we're tied at 23.
And if you're the Army, you want to finish this game for you to have a rest. You know, they have a really tight schedule.
Yeah. Kasugod once again. Yes. Back-to-back points for Kasugod, and she puts Balipure at set point here, 24-23.
Same spot for Kasugod. Not that much power once again, but still getting that point for Balipure.
Well, that's been her sweet spot. You mentioned it earlier, Mosh. I mean, that's been the weakness of the Lady Troopers. Gonzaga off the block, ties the game up and saves the set point, 24 all.
Gonzaga just using the blockers to get that point for the Army. Look at that nice set for her as well from Gonzalez.
If you're Balipure, should you have expected that the ball was going to go to Jobs Gonzaga?
To Jovelyn, right? Because, you know,
that's a crucial
Army,
point.
yes, it's a point is a point, but Philippine Army, a lot of attackers right now, especially Tobino, and you have Jovelyn Gonzaga. You also have MJ right there, and look at that.
What a turnaround once again, Mosh. From down set point to match point for MJ Papayo and the rest of the Lady Troopers.
That was a nice attack from her. We missed seeing that.
Yep. Good receive. Alina Bicar sets it up. Gonzaga. Oh, that's too close to the net. Bicar able to save it. Here we go. Bautista. Block. Bautista saves it. Emnas. Papayo. And Papayo saves the day. Back-to-back points for MJ Papayo. She has a dance to go along with the kill. And the Lady Troopers. Another come-from-behind win. And this one gives them the match.
Not the attack that you want to, to end the set, but still Papayo happy with that attack and happy with that game. As we mentioned earlier, the Army, they want to end this game here in this early because they want to rest. They have a tight schedule, but performing really well as is Balipure. We couldn't just ignore the effort of Balipure in this set as well. They got 24 points.
So 3-1 in favor of the Lady Troopers over the Water Defenders. We'll take a break and find out who our best player is when we return on One Sports. Three-set win for the Black Mamba Army Lady Troopers over the Balipure Water Defenders, 25-16, 27-25, 25-21, and 26-24. Our best player of the game, Royce Tubino, who's been one of the go-to ladies for Lady Troopers in this very highly contested matchup against Balipure.
Tubino just really showed up today. We mentioned early in this game that we missed seeing her in the first set because she slowed down a bit on the third and fourth set. But in this game, we saw her first, second, third, and even the fourth set. Whenever the Army needed her, she was there to attack. And very calmly, you can see her composure and leading this team to a win.
And as you can see on the highlights, I mean, she attacked from just about every location, position on the floor. 19 points off 17 attacks, and 2 service aces for Royce Tubino, who stepped up big time today. We talked about it in the pregame. Jobs Gonzaga needs help, and Royce Tubino comes to the rescue in the second game of the Lady Troopers as they get on the win column, 1-1 in this early part of the Open Conference. Tomorrow is day 5 of our competition, still live from the PCV Social Civic and Cultural Center in Bacra, Ilocos Norte. At 3 p.m., Signal HD Spikers takes on Santa Lucia Lady Realtors, and following that at 6 p.m., Choco Mucho Flying Titans versus the PLDT Home Fiber Power Hitters. thank you for catching our set of games today. Earlier on, Creamline winning in 4 sets over Petrogas, and of course the Black Mamba Army Lady Troopers in 4 sets as well, winning over Balipure Water Defenders. Thanks to our director Raul De Ocampo, our producer Malu Neri. For the rest of our crew, Mosh Cruz, I'm Eric Tipan. It's been great covering the games of the Open Conference from the Premier Volleyball League for you. Catch them all live and in color here on One Sports.